Hello, I'm CJ Bannister, and we are here at the 2022 Sarasota Film Festival, sponsor and press kickoff. Stay tuned, we'll be interviewing the folks that make this festival happen, like Mark Familio, who is the executive director, some of the programmers, and other folks that make this happen. Stay tuned, we'll be right back. We're here with Ed today, who is one of the programmers here with the Sarasota Film Festival. Tell us what goes into being a programmer here.
Watching a whole lot of movies. I probably have watched about 250 features since November.
And I did hear that you're a member of the board as well.
Yes.
How long have you been involved with the Sarasota Film Festival?
Probably about 12, 15 years.
And what makes this year so different?
Well, we're back.
Amen.
We're live filming again. And I think the films this year are really strong. I mean, not that we haven't had strong films in the past, but we've got some really, really top-notch films. And we've got a couple of really strong sidebars. We've got about 8 music films, which are really terrific. And we've got about 8 or 10 black films also. So we've really got I think a very strong showing for everybody who wants to show up.
What do you think that the film festival means to the city of Sarasota?
Oh, I think it's great because it's one of the big regional film festivals in the country. And most people don't know, but there's like over 800 film festivals in the U.S. So yeah, it's a big number. So this becomes a real centerpiece for it. And this year we're bringing in people who can sponsor films, who can work with the filmmakers to actually help them pay and become producers of films for people. So it's a whole nother area, and that's usually only done at the bigger festivals like Toronto and Sundance and such. So this is a real coup for Sarasota to be doing this year.
It is. It's very special for us here in Sarasota. So of the 12 years that you've been doing the film festival here, how does it compare to others that you've been to around the country?
Actually, the only other ones I've been to is Sundance.
Which is a great one.
which is kind of, it's most people have seen it or heard of it, and it's very different. I mean, Sundance gets a whole different group of films, a whole different group of people, whereas this is really meant for the town, right? Sundance is meant for, distributors and people to pick up and buy films. This is meant to give the people of Sarasota an opportunity to see films they would never see otherwise, that will never make it to the big screen, but are really strong, and things that give them an opportunity to really expand what they're doing, expand their opportunities to see things. I tell people it's very important to get out of your comfort zone at a film festival, because there are things that you can see that you wouldn't see anyplace else, and you'd be surprised. For instance, I grew up in the 50s and 60s, so, I mean, you can guess what kind of music I was into, right? We have a film this year called Triumph, which is about a band from Canada that is hard rock, metal, uses pyrotechnics in their presentations and all, and it's not something I would gravitate to. It's probably not something a lot of our audience would. But you know what? It's a great documentary that shows how this group came together, how they created a huge audience in the U.S., and they've got a fan following you wouldn't believe. But if you don't go to see things like that, you're missing something, I think.
I couldn't agree more. We have a plethora of them out there. Do you have a favorite this year?
Oh, yeah, I had a number of them. I mean, I would tell people to go see A Montana Story.
Okay.
which is really a very strong narrative about a young man and a woman who come home because their father's dying and getting all the old things out, and why didn't you do this, why did it's a very dysfunctional family in a lot of ways, but they come together and make things right before it's over. Like I say, the music ones, we've got a Oscar Peterson. I have never seen fingers move so fast across the piano. I mean,
Really?
it's just mesmerizing when they have pictures of him actually playing. And I mean, he was not a small guy. He had big fingers, and these things are just flying across the keys. So, I mean, it's things like that that really make it work. We've got some great foreign films.
Okay.
We've got Firebird, which is a period piece. We've got, what else do we have?
It's okay.
No, it's all right.
We just
I know
wanted you
you're
to
gonna edit,
share.
I know
No,
that.
yeah, we'll edit. It's okay. But we just want to know, is there any that you're really excited for the community of Sarasota to see?
Oh, I think all of them. Really, I mean, we tried to pick a wide variety of films, not just, one thing or another. And every year, when you're looking through the films, there's always things that, like this year, music. Just a ton of music films, right? Other years, you won't see a single music film, and there'll be 15 of them on cannabis or something like that. So, it's always a challenge to find where's the soft spots this year. Where do people really get an opportunity to see things?
Well, I think that we have all missed music and film for a very long time. So we're
we have.
happy to have you guys back this year. Thank you for all the work that you do here. Is there anything else you'd like to share with our listeners?
Come see our films. You're going to love them, I guarantee it.
Thank you so much.
No
Thanks for
problem.
being
Thank
here.
you.
So we are here with another programmer here at the Sarasota Film Festival. Rodney, tell us a little bit about what it means to be a programmer.
Well, programming has a lot that goes into it. As I know Ed said before, a lot of it is watching films and looking at things and seeing themes come together and realizing what a program's going to be for people to come to and go on a journey. And that applies to both the feature films and the short films. What's a flow? What's a way to start people off for the day in a theater or start people off in a shorts program? And what's the journey you want to take them on? What do you want to challenge? What do you want to get them to think about? And where do you want to leave them at the end?
So how do you do that when you have such a wide variety of people coming to the film festival? I have a 19-year-old son that came the last time and really enjoyed a few of them, but then we have an older generation here. So how do you choose the films for that age span?
I think that the film critic Roger Ebert said it best when he said that what he loved about the art form of film is that above everything else, it engenders empathy. And I think something that takes you, and it takes you a little outside of yourself, maybe a little outside of Sarasota, maybe a little outside of your perspective, and it makes you think. And it makes you think of someone else's shoes, someone else in the world, what they're going through. So when we watch things and there's something real about it, there's something human to it, and there's something maybe a little uncomfortably thought-provoking, we kind of like uncomfortable here.
I think this world needs a little bit more of that. I'm not sure, but so tell me, how long have you been involved with the film festival? I heard you started off as a volunteer.
I did. So I've been in Sarasota a very long time, and film is my passion. So I've just been coming as an audience member for, 15 years. And then years ago, I got involved as what's known as a screener. And screeners are so valuable to the film festival in that they watch the films and they kind of say, hey, this might fit, and they might not. And then that goes on to the programmers, and we kind of mold it in. So after a few years of working as a screener, I was brought in 3 years ago to kind of start doing some of the programming. I'm starting to work with some of the Florida features and shorts. Last year's kind of got involved with all of the shorts and some of the features, and then this year continuing to work with the shorts and features. So it's kind of been a progression. I think they figured I was buying 30-odd tickets a year and showed up to everything. They may as well stick me on staff.
That's wonderful. But what a amount of history that you bring to the organization. Can you tell us some of your favorite films that you've seen over the years?
Oh gosh, there's so many that have played that have been incredible. I think it's something that, again, gets you out of your comfort zone. I think my very first year, I vividly remember sitting down for a film called I Am Love. It's a Tilda Swinton movie, and it's this epic Italian saga all about the dysfunction and intricacies of a family. And I remember thinking, I don't see anything like that in this town, even at Burns Court or Regal or anywhere like that. And I thought, this is so unique and this is so different, and it's so thoughtful of what it is to be a family and the way that that dynamic functions. And it was such a privilege to get to see that and to get to be a recipient of that kind of eye-opening experience. And so now being on the other end of that, watching things that I think are a little different, and do we want to expose our audiences to it? We have a film this year called Firebird that's playing in our U.S. narrative competition. It's a very exciting film because it's something that ticks a lot of boxes for Sarasota audiences, in that it's a period film, it's a sweeping romance, there's a level of historical drama to it and war, but the thing that turns it on its head a little bit is it's actually an LGBT love story between two men in the military. And you don't necessarily get to see those stories told on a big, sweeping, Gone with the Wind, War and Peace level. And this is that kind of movie. And it gives you goosebumps to think about.
Yeah.
And so it's really unique to see something that maybe would once be a niche coming to tie into something that people expect. And that's something that's exciting about the festival, is marrying the expected and the unexpected.
Oh, I couldn't agree more. That is near and dear to my heart. I'm a veteran, so I'm definitely going to be going to see that one. So make sure you guys go and see that as well. Is there anything that you want our listeners to know about the Sarasota Film Festival and how unique it is to have it here in Sarasota?
I think it's so special because you have so many film festivals that kind of exist in one lane or another. You have some that are all about the town that they're happening in. It's very much about local directors, actors, and producers, and it's wonderful. It's great for that city and the Chamber of Commerce. And then you have other festivals that function on a very national or even global scale, things like Sundance, the Toronto Film Festival, Cannes, and those are exciting in what they bring, but they don't necessarily speak much to that local community. And the Sarasota Film Festival is a really great marriage of those two things, that we get to highlight local filmmakers, actors, directors, and show what's happening here on the ground right in Sarasota, but also we get to do things like U.S. premiere films that played at the Cannes Film Festival that have never come. We have a film called The Divide that's going to be playing in our spotlight. We get to be a world premiere for a film called Out of Breath, all about post-George Floyd America. It's a really interesting, challenging film. So it's so exciting that we get to exist in both of those lanes at the same time.
I need a notebook so I can write all these films down. They sound incredible. I wish I could go to them all, but I'm going to do my best. We'll see. Anyway, thank you so much, Rodney, for what you do. Thank you for volunteering originally, and we're so glad to have you back on staff. And thank you so much. We are lucky to be here today with Judge Williams, who's been a part of the Sarasota Film Festival for many years. Can you tell us a little bit about how you got started with the Sarasota Film Festival, Judge?
Well, probably the first thing is I'm a big film fan. I enjoy watching films, and I used to come to the Sarasota Film Festival to watch the wonderful films they had here. Many of the films which go on to be nominated for Oscars actually come through the Sarasota Film Festival. But about maybe 12 years ago, we had a film called Through the Tunnel that I believe debuted here at the Sarasota Film Festival. It was a film about Lincoln Memorial High School in Palmetto, Florida, which isn't far from here. And since then, we've tried to have films in the film festival every couple of years or so. We don't have one this year, but I sort of got involved by being a fan, then actually being a part of a film that was in the festival. And right now, I'm sort of on the advisory board for the Sarasota Film Festival, but we have a program within the film festival called the African American Sidebar, where we feature some films that talk about the African American experience in America. So I'm proud of that.
That's wonderful. I actually think in 2019, I did an interview with you. I believe you had a film regarding that. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
I know we've had at least 6 or 7 films in the film festival. I think the most recent one was on the suffrage project and Dangerous Ladies, which was our last film, I think, in the film festival, which was celebrating the 100th anniversary of women's right to vote. And so we had a premiere of that film at the film festival. We also had a nice event surrounding it, involving many of the people that were in the film. So that was the last one, I think.
Fantastic. Can you tell me, what do you think this film festival means to the city of Sarasota?
Well, you know, Sarasota sort of calls itself the city of the arts. So people come to Sarasota from all over the world now mostly for the arts and the beaches, of course. But it's the films, it's the ballet, it's the symphony, it's all of the things that you find in big cities, that you find in a city, really that's sort of a medium-sized city. But to have a film festival, which I think is a world-class film festival here in Sarasota, I think is a real big hook.
Judge, can you tell us a little bit about the impact it does have on the city of Sarasota?
Well, from a Chamber of Commerce viewpoint, it certainly is a big advertisement for Sarasota. For a festival this size, we have actors and directors and producers from all over the world, all over the film industry. And so for a couple of weeks, we're sort of the center of the film industry. So I think in terms of promoting Sarasota, there's nothing better than having people come from around the world to experience Sarasota by coming to this festival. I'm sure the economic impact is great. I don't have the numbers, but again, I believe it's one of the reasons that people come and live and decide to retire in Sarasota is because of all the things that we offer, including the Sarasota Film Festival.
I couldn't agree more. This really is a city of arts. So Mark Familio has been involved with the film festival for many years. What do you have to say for him and his impact on the film festival?
Well, first thing, as a citizen of Sarasota, as a resident of Sarasota, I want to thank him for being a part of this. He's sort of been the focus of this film festival for many years. Thanks to Mark, we've been able to bring in, like I said, actors and producers and people in the film industry from all over the world. We've debuted some great films here. And the other thing that Mark does that is really, really important is he promotes local filmmakers. If you are a Florida filmmaker or even a Sarasota filmmaker, he will always find a spot somewhere in the film festival for your film, which gives people that initial exposure. So from that point of view, he really does a great civic duty for the city of Sarasota and Manatee County and the surrounding environment.
Couldn't agree more. We're very proud to have Mark as a part of this program, and we hope that he continues to allow Sarasota residents to show their films here and be recognized nationally. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge, for being here. Thank you for being a part of it. And we wish you the best of luck.
Thank you very
We
much.
hope you have a film next year.
I certainly hope so, too.
Okay. We're here with Joshua Beadle, who's one of the sponsors. We can't have the Sarasota Film Festival without our sponsors. So tell us what it means to be a sponsor and how long you've been a part of the Sarasota Film Festival.
Well, I've been a part of Sarasota Film Festival for 6 years, and it's been a really great adventure. I'm so honored to be a sponsor of the Sarasota Film Festival. And what it means to me about being a sponsor is allowing Sarasota to have such an amazing event where people can come in and enjoy our amenities and to see some really great films. And I want to be involved in that, and that's why I become a sponsor.
As a business leader and sponsor of the Sarasota Film Festival, what would you say to other businesses out there about supporting this festival and what it means to Sarasota?
Well, the film festival has been a part of the culture of Sarasota for a very long time. And I think that it's really important that the businesses and also the patrons as well come out and support an event like this because it gives us kind of like you said, this is our own little Hollywood. And so if we're able to support it and if we have sponsors, the more that the Sarasota Film Festival has support, the bigger it can become and more people will come in and then more people will go to your businesses and eat at your restaurants and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So it's just really important for us to make Sarasota larger than life. And that's always been like my goal with SarasotaOut.com. And I hope I'm achieving it.
I think you are. I think you're doing a great job. So what made you in the very beginning say, I need to sponsor that? There's something that told you needed to be a part of it. Can you share that with us?
There is. So I'm a very involved person in the community downtown. I love being involved in absolutely everything. And so are my friends. So a lot of my friends work for the Sarasota Film Festival and they saw the crowd that I bring in because I have a website called SarasotaOut.com. And they were like, let's find a synergy and let's partner together. And so they kind of brought me in and we started what was now called the Gay Guide to the Sarasota Film Festival. And so it's basically what are the films that are LGBT and also like what are the parties that you should go to. And honestly, you should go to every party. So that's easy.
The party's the best part.
It is the best part. I hate to say that, but the film festival's parties are out of control and they're so fabulous. I love it. But that's why I really started is my friends brought me in and now it's been a tradition every year.
So this is kind of like our own little Hollywood here in Sarasota, Florida, which we love. But tell us a little bit more about the guide and how the LGBTQ society can come and use this guide to help them see films that might matter to them more.
Perfect. Well, so first of all, the LGBT community loves to be at the parties and they love to see the films. They love to be involved. And I thought it was really important to be able to point out what films will benefit them or are topics that they might be interested in. So I've partnered, like I said, with the Sarasota Film Festival for the last 6 years. And we really dive into the films and find the films that have topical, content, to the LGBT community. And it's been such a success. Like everybody cannot wait for me to launch the film guide, the gay guide to the Sarasota Film Festival every year. And, I'm excited this year because I heard there's some really good films. You were telling me about some of them.
We won't let the secret out yet because they haven't announced it, but it's coming.
It's coming. In a couple days, you'll be able to go to sarasotaout.com. It'll be all over the main page. And like I said, so many people go there and they download it. They literally print it out and highlight the films that they want to go see. And that's like what brings me joy because I'm helping to make our Sarasota community even more popular and people are going out and supporting the film festival.
Thank you. Now, last, I want to talk a little bit about, share us, what is your organization all about? And let their listeners know more about your organization, what you do.
Sure. So sarasotaout.com is a resource that I created about, I don't even know how many years ago. Uh-oh. It's been a while. And basically what it was built to do was to fill a gap in our community where it tells you where to go, the events that are LGBT friendly, and also the LGBT friendly businesses in town. And then, of course, we also throw in all these like wild things like the Sarasota Film Festival, and we do like a big gay beach party. So it's just basically trying to elevate our community and also spotlight the businesses that make this community so great.
Yeah, one of the great things about our community is that it is so welcoming for anyone. And so make sure you come on out. Make sure you go to sarasotaout.com. Make sure you come on out and support the LGBTQ community and make sure you come see the films. Good. We are here with Dan Boxer of Boxer Diversity Initiative.
Perfect.
Tell us, what is that?
It's just what it is. We are an initiative that was started 13 years ago just to bring the different groups, genders, races together with a better understanding in our community. We only work in this particular area.
Wonderful. Well, so glad to have you a part of the Sarasota Film Festival. How many years have you been a part of this?
Well, we've partnered with the Sarasota Film Festival. I think it's our 4th year. We do 2 special programs together with them. One is called the Visions of the Black Experience, and we just wrapped up our 3rd year. We're planning our 4th, and we do the first, I think, Native American Film Festival in this, not in this area, definitely in Florida. So.
Fantastic. Tell us a little bit more about the Black Experience. We've heard a lot of that buzzword going around. Tell us what that is.
Well, it's a film festival trying to celebrate emerging Black artists. And we had, I think, over 20 films last year. And we had 3 winners. We gave prizes. And there were 3 local people that won. The first prize went to someone called the Monopoly Money. And he was crying when he got
Oh, that's wonderful. What do you think this film festival means to the city of Sarasota?
It's critical. This is critical. I know we all talk about ballet and symphonies, but everybody loves films, and everybody loves an interesting film festival. And the great thing about Paul and Petra Ratner is they bring some extremely interesting films.
They do. Have you heard of any of the films this year yet?
I'm waiting with bated breath, so I hope to find out more tonight.
Do you have any of your favorites that you want to share with us from the past?
Oh, boy. I can't remember because sometimes my memory isn't good.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. I have a few that I loved, but I can't remember the names either, so don't feel bad. So tell us then, are you a Sarasota resident, and how long have you been a resident, and what do you think this film festival means to Sarasota?
Okay, so we have been a resident here since, we've had a place here since 1987.
Okay.
But we moved here from London about 13 years ago. And what does it mean? the film festival. It's so exciting to see people from all walks of life, all ages, everything come to the film festival.
Tell us a little bit more about your organization, because I can see that diversity means so much to you, and we need that more and more here in Sarasota as we grow, and want to make sure that we can, make sure that we're reaching all of the diverse population that we have here. And what do you think the film festival is doing for that population here in Sarasota?
Well, we started, and actually we work with METV for years, who helped us promote it. We've had different projects, programs about gay rights. We've had projects about the Freedom Riders. We've had, I won't even go through, but a lot of projects. And Visions of the Black Experience and the Native American is the first time that we have a film project celebrating diversity. So it fully goes into our remit.
So you have a very important project coming up in the next week or so. Can you tell us a little bit about that and why it's so important?
Well, it's a very interesting program. It's called A Conversation with Jennifer Tega. She is from Germany, and she is biracial. And when she was 38 years old, she found out that her grandfather was a commandant of one of the most notorious Nazi concentration camp. Did you see Jennifer? Did you see Schindler's List?
Yes, of course.
That was her grandfather.
Oh, my
the
word.
one that shot everybody. He used to shoot people every morning.
Oh, wow.
And can you imagine, as a black woman, finding out that's her father? So she wrote, "If my father knew I was black, he would have shot me." So it's on March 23rd at Temple Beth Shalom. We already have a full house, and we're sold out. But you're welcome to come out.
Thank you so much. I have goosebumps. I cannot wait to see that. How incredible. There's a lot of buzz about that film out here. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. We look forward to it, and congratulations on the project.
Thank you.
We are here with just a member of the community to talk about what this film festival means to Sarasota. Are you excited to be here?
I am excited. I think, tonight we get to, kick off the festival and, with the sponsors and the media understand what films we have coming for this festival.
So is this your first year, or have you been here before?
Oh, I've definitely come actually every year for for a while now, probably 10 years or so. Yeah.
Fantastic. So do you know anything about the films coming up yet? Have they released them to you yet?
Not yet. I have not seen the program. We just had some speeches from the director of the festival, Mark Familio, and from some of the team members. And they were kind of giving us some clues as to some of the films that are coming through. But I love to flip through the pages and get details on each one. And then I circle the ones I want to go to.
Right. So we've heard a lot about all kinds of different guides that people do to help with you choosing your films. How do you choose the films that you're going to see? Because there's no way you can see all of them. So what do you do to choose which video you're going to see?
I love films, but it's tough to see each one. So typically, like I said, I tend to go onto the booklet, the guide, and I just circle around. Opening and closing films are typically amazing. I look back at some of the previous years and some of the films I got to see, and they were incredible. And then SarasotaOut.com, which is one of the sponsors this year, one of my friends, Joshua Beadle, who is the president there, he does an LGBTQ guide. So that also gives me a bit of my own culture and how we're represented at this year's festival.
What do you think this festival means to Sarasota?
I think it's a centerpiece. We have an arts community that's very, very strong in Sarasota, and it's kind of part of the crown jewels. The Sarasota Film Festival every year it attracts great talent, top-notch films that are being seen in Tribeca and some of the big festivals throughout the world. So it's kind of fun for us to have it here in our backyard and get to experience amazing films.
It is, and we all get to be together again. It's been a wonderful night already, celebrating the sponsors and everyone here. Is there anything you want the spectators to hear about how great the Sarasota Film Festival is and these films that, people all around the world don't get to see? We have our own little Hollywood here. Is there anything that you want to share with the listeners?
I think that storytelling is such a powerful way of conveying ideas and concepts that may not be hitting us, but ultimately, on a human perspective, on a human level, you do get to understand a different perspective, and that opens minds and it opens ideas and conversations. So I do encourage everyone back home, if they are interested in film or storytelling or just popcorn and watching something on the big screen, to definitely come by the festival this year. I know I've been touched by some of the films before. I've been entertained by them, and the stories and ideas that are being portrayed are very interesting.
We are so lucky here in Sarasota to have this festival. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate it, and good luck. I hope you get to see some good movies.
Thank you.
We are here with Petra Ratner, who is the Director of Development and Events for the Sarasota Film Festival. Tell us what goes into planning this. I know you've been busy, we're so excited, but tell us what goes into planning an event like this.
Well, there's a lot of months of prep of this, and this is our 24th year, so we have to stay on top with all the sponsors, all the media partners, and everyone that's been working with before, and then of course the filmmakers, you know, the most important people of the festival. Really, without them, it wouldn't be possible. So there is a lot of months of jurying process, of screening committees, looking at the movies, and us picking them, the jury picking them, and then of course organization of all the parties. That's my purview. So that's what I do a lot.
Wonderful. So tonight's event is to celebrate the sponsors, right? So tell us about some of the biggest sponsors that we have this year for the film festival.
Yeah, sure. So our main sponsor this year, of course, the Familio family. It is MATV. It is Stella Artois, Gurley and Associates, and the Scene magazine, and we have many others. So I just told you like the top tier of the sponsor. But tonight is about media and about sponsors all together, because tonight is the night of unveiling the program. So those people get to know the program first.
There is a lot of buzz out there about which films are coming. We've heard lots of little stories. Do you have any favorites in mind that you want to make sure that you get to see, or have you already seen them all?
For me personally, I would want to go see the documentary Mission Joy. That's a conversation between the Dalai Lama and the Desmond Tutu. So that's something not to be missed. It's nowhere to be found. Like, you can only watch it. I mean, you can watch it on other film festivals probably, but like, it's something different. And then we have stars coming in, presenting their movies. So there's opening night, Porcupine with Jenna Malone, who's going to be in the audience as well. And there is the closing night film with Jacqueline Bisset. So I would look into that, because she's going to be in the audience as well.
I heard that. It'll be exciting to have that. Is there any other big names coming to Sarasota this year?
There's Kenny G as far as music, so there's going to be In Conversation with him as well. So look into the In Conversations. There is going to be Jenna Malone, Jacqueline Bisset, and Kenny G. And I think it's worth mentioning for me also, and for local people, the film Calendar Girls. It's a documentary about ladies over 60 that they come together and they dance and perform all over the United States. And it's 35 of them, and they are just absolutely amazing. And they are they live 90 minutes from here, so they're going to come to Sarasota and they're going to perform. So that's going to be a special treat for the audience of that movie.
I'm excited for that one. And what a great one for our community, because there's a lot of those around here. I bet they're going to be excited to see that one. So make sure you get that. What was the name of that one again?
Calendar Girls.
And that is a local director from Sarasota, is that what you said? Or just the local girls?
The girls are pretty local, only 90 minutes from here. So
fantastic.
they're going to come to the audience.
One of the great things about the film festival that it does is gives local artists and directors an opportunity to show their own films. What do you think that means to the city of Sarasota?
I think what it brings is the worldliness of the culture of Sarasota, like the fact that the local artists are at the same level as the filmmakers from all over the world, you know, and this is really the best of the best that get to choose here. And I would mention another local artist. His name is John Sims, and he's going to be screening 3 of his films. They're going to be screened at the Asolo Theater at the Ringling, and he's a very local artist, and it's just something to not miss.
You heard it here, John Sims, local artist. Make sure you come on out to see that. METV thanks you so much for what you're doing. You put on a great event tonight. We're so excited. Is there anything else that you want our listeners to hear about the festival this year?
Maybe the parties. We have a community screening that's for free. That is on 4/2. That's Saturday at 8 o'clock at the Bay. And it's a screening of Pride and Prejudice with the star Jenna Malone in the audience. And we have the closing and opening night parties at the Municipal Auditorium. And one more party is the street party. And you've been here last year, many people. It's going to be a lot of fun. So come to that. It's going to be amazing. Many musicians and food trucks, and it's just going to be awesome. So that's 8th of April. It's on Friday.
It's like a mini Hollywood here in Sarasota. The film festival, the dates are April 1st through the 10th. Is that correct?
Correct.
So don't miss out on the parties. Thank you so much, Petra, for all you do. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
We are here with Gus today, who's one of our sponsors from Scene Magazine.
How are you?
Hi. Tell us a little bit about what Sarasota Film Festival means to you and Scene Magazine.
It means a lot of memories. I have to tell you, I've been here through the whole duration, the 24 years in some capacity. I've covered it for Scene Magazine, for my show at the movies. I've had films in the film festival. So some of my best memories, it's really become an integral part of the whole community.
You have been a part of the Sarasota Film Festival since its very beginning. How have you seen it progress since day one?
Well, I tell you what, it's grown exponentially every year. It gets bigger and better. Yet it's still intimate. It's still a town, kind of like Sarasota itself. It gets bigger, but it's still a town. I've interviewed so many people for the magazine, my show. I've had films here. And it's just, I love meeting the filmmakers, the young filmmakers that scrape together dollars to do their independent films, short films, features, and then meeting, some of the great people, the movie stars, the Kevin Klines, the Richard Dreyfuss, the Olympia Dukakis, Rita Moreno, on and on and on. And nice people, all John Voight, just sweet, great. Robert Altman, for God's sake, was here. Norman Jewison, come on, these are great.
They're not here this year, but they've been here in the past.
Olympia Dukakis was here, being a Greek boy. She was the sweetest. I interviewed her a number of times. And just the relationships you form with it's such an important part of our town. We talk about the live arts in this town, with theater, with the opera, with the ballet, but the film festival, every year I put that on my calendar. I'm so psyched, to be doing with Scene Magazine, and just I'm a cinephile. I go to 100 plus films every festival. So
I don't know how you do it, because that's a lot of films in 10 days to be seeing.
It is. You get bleary-eyed, but I tell you what I do is I love film so much. I teach film in town too, and I'm a filmmaker. So to me, it's the greatest art form. It encompasses all the other arts. It has music, it has scripts, it has visuals, it has acting. It is everything, and this has grown, and it's become a worldwide event. Mark was saying, or somebody's saying, 117 countries are participating, and it's fabulous. It's just, you guys know. You guys have been doing this a long time too.
We have, but our listeners haven't, so we're glad you're sharing that. So did you say 117 countries are being represented here during this festival?
They've gotten calls, and they've gotten people watching, whether it's streaming. And, and that's the nice thing about the streaming, and invited people in. Yet, I want people to go to the theater and watch film the way it was supposed to be seen on a big screen. You need it, whether
There's nothing like it.
No, my goodness. I mean, and here's the difference. You don't have interruptions.
Right.
You're not cleaning your cat litter. You're not doing your taxes. You're actually at the film. You're focused.
Absolutely. So tonight is about celebrating the sponsors. Tell us a little bit about Scene Magazine and their support over the years of the film festival.
Oh my God, Sarasota Scene Magazine is, I believe, the oldest running magazine in town. I've been writing for them for about 15 years. I did a feature which is on the movie Playing Through, which is coming up at this year's film festival. And then I'm going to do my recap, and I do my Gussies. I do my favorite picks of the film every year, and I've met some really nice people. I love to reward, innovative visionaries.
I heard you say Gussies, right?
Yeah, Gussies,
Tell us what that is.
Well, my name's Gus Molasses, which is a mouthful. I've had Allison Janney. I met her at this festival. She goes, "Come on, is your name really Gus Molasses?" The superstars think my name is made up. So I call it the Gussies. It's my best of the fest. you guys do your own awards, and I think on the wrap-up night at the final night. But I do my own Gussies because I see so many, and why not?
Why not? Guys, thank you so much for being here today, and thank you for being a sponsor.
Yeah.
We can't have this film festival without sponsors like you.
You know what? It's so important that we're out mingling and kind of seeing films together in a theater in the proper setting.
Thank goodness
Thank
we're
you
back
guys
together.
for doing this.
Absolutely, and thank you for sponsoring it.
2024.
We're here with Mark Familio. Did I say it right?
You certainly did.
Oh, good. Okay. And Mark, you have been involved with the Sarasota Film Festival for many years, from its very beginning, if I'm not right.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so tell us, what was it like in the beginning?
It's METV, incidentally, in case you don't know that.
We do know. METV's been around just as long, hasn't it been? Tell us, what was it like when you first started 24 years ago, and how has it changed over the years?
Well, the first year we had an event in the parking lot behind Regal Cinema, and we had a tent, and we had 1,000 people in a black tie dinner.
Wow.
And everything was donated. And we had some great young stars that we brought in from Hollywood and West Hollywood. Most of them they'd never met before, and by the time they left here, they were literally best of friends. And that's been fantastic. And we had some of them back over the years, and they still talk about that first year. So it was spectacular, but in a very kind of warm and fuzzy way. Everybody got to know each other, and everybody was young. Over the years, we've had just titans of the industry, both in terms of fame and behind and in front of the camera. It's been amazing, this run here in Sarasota. Everybody loves Sarasota, and now more than ever, which is really crazy. So now, the last couple of weeks, I've been inundated by phone calls. I don't know how the heck they're getting my cell number.
Oh, no.
But you gave it to them. Somebody did, and they're calling me saying, I'm friends with so-and-so, and he really recommended, and they said that it'd be great, and, it's really wonderful. And these are pretty famous people, and I'm pretty surprised because now all the hotels are full, and I'm putting people in people's guest houses and things in order to accommodate.
Can you talk?
So crowded. People want to come here. Celebrities want to be here. Films are being financed here. And by the way, we're doing a film finance forum this year, which we did about 10 years ago. Extremely successful, and we're doing it again. And we have titans of the industry coming in. They're going to sit there, guys involved in Netflix and Amazon and major deals. And they're going to be listening to people come, young filmmakers and celebrities, pitching their product. So we'll see what's going to happen. That's going to be fun.
That's really exciting. Can you talk a little bit about the economic impact this festival has on Sarasota?
It's been very, very large. The last couple of years, it's been smaller, of course. But what we've done is we've picked up tens of thousands of viewers around the globe. And I've had everybody spend special attention at keeping those people stimulated and involved. So we're trying to draw even more people in. Over the years, we've raised, I'm sure, millions and millions and millions of dollars to the community. Originally, we were in January, and it was the middle of the season. So we slowly, and one of the things I did was push it out into April so that we pick up a shoulder season and bring more tourists here when we needed them the most. And so because of that, we've had a manifold impact beyond what we otherwise would have. But we're growing again. And now the trick is going to be keeping growth under control. The demand is back. All the local people are saying, where's the festival? You're doing it. Of course you are. When are you going to do it? You think we should? Absolutely. I'm hearing it all the time. So,
Absolutely.
Yeah. We're very excited.
Tonight we're celebrating the sponsors who make it all happen. You want to tell the listeners how important it is, or business owners, to be a sponsor of this festival and what it means.
Well, what it means, they're going to have a great time, first of all. First and foremost, they're going to make great business connections. They're going to meet a lot of celebrities, do a lot of parties and entertainment, but a lot of it's really just plain fun and stimulating. But it's really great for the community, and it's great for themselves. I know people whose wives or husbands just won't let them get away without being sponsors so that they can come and enjoy themselves. And that's part of it. But, we also work with the school children, and we bus kids in for this Hollywood Nights piece that has had a profound impact on children, both in the schools in Manatee and Sarasota County and beyond, actually. We have a big children's program that's bigger than anybody, really, that we provide 100% free. And so we're really excited, and I'm very proud of it. We also have a lot of young filmmakers who've gone on to make films, feature films. And, some of them have been involved on the teams that have won Academy Awards and done other things. So we're very excited about the impact. We know we've had a great impact, and we're proud of it, and thank you for asking.
You're very welcome. Also, can you tell me a little bit about maybe some of your favorite, you've been around for 24 years. Tell us some of your favorites. Are you allowed to say at this point that you have some of your favorite films or favorite directors?
Well, Scorsese was here. I'll never forget that.
Okay.
Who else did we have here? We had one guy filling in. What was his name? He flew in on his own jet. He flew his own jet to get here to cover for, it was the guy who did,
Bogdanovich?
No, Bogdanovich came a couple of years ago. God bless him. He passed recently. He's just, he was great. Altman was amazing.
Oh, yeah.
I loved Altman. Altman invites me back to New York. Mark, I want to come up and talk to you about doing a film in Sarasota. What? I thought somebody was making it up. It wasn't. So I went to New York. He came back down, sent his team down, did a lot of sighting and whatnot. Unfortunately, he passed away. Sad. But, what was the name of the guy who did the movie where Dustin Hoffman was dressed up as a woman? Tootsie.
Oh, Tootsie.
The director. I'm forgetting his name after all that. But he was great. What I loved about him was that he came in. He knew that we had a problem with getting somebody in from another country who was slated to be there. And literally the day before, he volunteered to come. And he flew his own Citation 10 jet, landed and got up there, and for an hour he gave a wonderful, rousing speech. I love Woody Harrelson. He's hysterical.
Who doesn't love Woody Harrelson?
Sidney Pollack. Thank you.
Oh,
It was Sidney Pollack. Sidney Pollack was fantastic. Woody Harrelson was. There are no words.
No words, right?
There are no words.
I would agree
We
with
had
that.
so much fun, and yet when the push came to shove, he has to be one of the hardest working people in Hollywood. Literally, I'm very, very impressed with him. John Voight was amazing. He was here in the early years, and people just loved him. I can go on and on.
I know you
and
can.
on.
So how
I don't
about-
think most people recognize the quality and the level of talent that has come and attended this film festival and participated in it. I just don't think they do.
I don't think so.
I told the guys earlier, and the gals, I said, will you please give me a listing with all the pictures of everybody that's been here since, the inception of the film festival. People don't know it.
So what about this year? What do you have in store for this year?
Well, they're releasing some of it, but all I can release right now, and we expect to have about 12 serious talent, and I think we can only talk about 2 or 3. And some of them are on HBO and Showtime and these sorts of things on streaming. And they're big stars, and there's some YouTube stars that I'm like, what? But I'm learning. My kids are teaching me, and I'm listening. I'm with wide open ears. But Jacqueline Bisset is coming, which is really quite wonderful. She's an icon,
She is.
and she called us,
Wow.
which I thought was wonderful.
You've done a good job putting Sarasota on the Hollywood map.
It was really good. But she has a film that they're putting out that we're actually we're doing. I think we're closing with it, and it's a wonderful film. So we're very happy to have it. Of course, Kenny G's coming, and he's going to be on scene, and he's going to be interacting with everybody and hanging around. And
I'm looking forward to that personally.
yeah, I like him so much. And it's a great documentary about him that we have. And we have a lot of other music. We have some things I can't discuss because they're still being formulated.
I understand.
And they'll be released, believe me, and you guys will know first. But we're very excited. There's a lot of stuff going on.
COVID's kind of done. Knock on wood. You ain't wood around here.
I know, right? We hope.
If the interest in the film festival, nationally and internationally, is any hint, we're off to the races. It's pretty wild.
I think we're all excited. You can feel the excitement in the air here tonight. The film festival starts April 1st and runs through April 10th.
That's right.
And we are so excited. Thank you for what you do. Thank you for the talent you bring to Sarasota. Thank you for honoring the local directors and the local filmmakers here. Is there anything else that you want the listeners to know about the film festival today?
No, I'm going to say this. I say it every time, and you guys are like, oh, shocked. No, but it's true. METV has been a stalwart supporter since the very inception. And he's documented, you guys have documented everybody, whether it's the Q&As, and you made a big difference. And I mean that. So thank you very much. Thank you, METV. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Charles. Okay, we're here with Harry today, who actually used to be a part of the Hawaii Film Festival. Is that correct?
Yeah, gosh, I've been involved in the Hawaii International Film Festival for 30-some years now.
Oh my goodness.
Since the 1980s. 85 was my first year there.
And you are currently sitting on the board of the Sarasota Film Festival. Is that correct?
I am. Yes, I am.
And how many years have you been involved here?
Since 2017 now.
What is the biggest difference between the two? Can you share that with our listeners?
Sure. I would say the biggest difference between the two is the theme of the Hawaii International Film Festival originally in 1985 was Where Strangers Meet, and our symbol was two shaking hands of a piece of film. And we told stories from all over the world, particularly Asia, Europe, a little Hawaii, but mostly Asia focused. So the difference between Hawaii International Film Festival and the Sarasota Film Festival is the content based on Asia. You know, we get Zhang Yimou, the director, to come to Hawaii, right? We go after those kind of people as opposed to American directors, which though people in Hawaii go to see all the movies, right? Everyone loves film. So
We do.
yeah, so.
It brings us all together.
That's primarily the difference.
Okay.
Yeah, the content choice.
So what does it mean to be a part of the board of the Sarasota Film Festival? With your experience, I'm sure you're adding a lot of value to the team.
I hope so. It's hard. Basically, you're there to support Mark and his ideas and help the film festival thrive, bring more creative minds and people into the film festival. Of course, raising money is not always a good thing. So it's a challenging capacity to do that, but it's all in support of what Mark's vision is. And as long as you have the same vision, it's totally rewarding to do it.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about your experience from what it was like from 2017 and what it is now?
Well, it's so exciting and thrilling to think about getting back in the theater with the audience again. So, we got to see 2 films live last year at the Cinebistro, and we thank them for their generosity in supporting that effort to do that. Rita Moreno was supposed to come to that showing of her film, which was it's on Netflix. If you haven't seen it, go watch it.
Okay.
It's a terrific film about her life. She's an amazing woman. Stunning. You're stunned by it. It's a great performance and a great story. And now we have, we're going to show probably 100 films over 10 days in the theater that people can come and see. So it's very exciting. It's also exciting to know that people latched on to the electronic version of the film festival and went virtual to watch great films, and it didn't matter to them. They felt safe in their living rooms. They still got the content. They still stayed in the film community, and the film community, as Mark mentioned, expanded dramatically during the, as did Netflix and Disney and Amazon, etc. So that's a very exciting aspect of the growth of the Sarasota Film Festival. That's terrific.
Well, is there anything else that you want the community to know about
I just
Sarasota
think
Film
it's
Festival?
a wonderful opportunity to get out, see and meet new people, see a wonderful variety of both feature films and documentary films, and support culture in Sarasota, support the Sarasota International Film Festival, Sarasota Film Festival, so that they can celebrate another 20 years of success going forward. We're the foundation to help them grow and be better forever for the next generation. So come on out, go to the movies.
You heard it, folks. Come on out. We would love to see you out. There's over 200 films this year, so you've got to catch at least one. Thank you. That's a wrap for this year's Sponsor and Press Kickoff at the Sarasota Film Festival. We hope you've learned a lot about the upcoming films. Check out sarasotafilmfestival.com to view all the films that are upcoming. Thank you so much. I'm CJ Bannister. Have a great night.